Okay, folks, today we're going to have a look at a Toyota cylindrical grinder. This is a model GUP 32, and the size of the machine is 32 by 50, or 500 millimeters long, the length of the part. So what we got here is 440 volts, 480 volts for the incoming voltage. We have a swing down ID attachment. This is a universal grinder, so we have a swiveling work head. The wheel head itself can be cocked off to a certain amount of degrees, which is listed on our quote. Of course, the table, the upper table, has a swivel arrangement, clamping and unclamping. There's also a dial indicator mounted on the right side here, along with a chart to show you how to use Joe blocks to set the various tapers. The different controls and functions of the machine are all laid out here in the front, from your hydraulic controls to your basic electrical controls to your spark out timers and counters. So what you have here is a jog on the work head, which is live and dead, with a Morse taper number 4 spindle. Also Morse taper number 4 on the tailstock. On this side of the machine, you have a time delay for turning on and off the coolant when you're in the cycle, how quickly it comes on, how quickly it goes off. Also, the variable speed on your work head. There's a little meter here to see that. This machine could be used with a Marpost type in-process gauge, so some of this stuff has to do with that. This is your spark out timer for your plunge grinding. If you wanted 10 seconds, you would put in 10 seconds. Excuse me. On the bottom here is your traverse grinding. You can put in how many strokes you wanted to make after it gets down to 0, and in-feed interval. That would mean if you didn't want to really feed each time the table traverses back and forth, you could slow the in-feed down by saying every 4th pass will make an in-feed. Depending on your material, what you're removing, and the type of wheel you have, somebody might want to use that. Okay, so over here you have the control lever for the machine, which will start and stop the table, your left and right tarries, your plunge grinding feed rate, coarse and fine, and in this position over here it would be your pick feed rate, coarse and fine. And whether we're going to grind on left end and right end, or pick on the left end and the right end, or both ends, or any combination thereof, and the amount of the increment. This is the amount of the pick feed. And the speed of the table is here. So that's what you got there. Here's your in-feed hand wheel. There's too much to go into. This is where you would set your amount of stock removal. Over here you've got an emergency stop. You've got your hydraulic pump and your spindle and various other things. Got indicator lights down here. Different grinding modes, whether you're in setup mode or in auto mode, or you want to leave the wheel in the back or keep the wheel in the front, not having the automatic stroke. Cycle start, advance the wheel, and return the wheel. So we have enough time to continue here, or are we going to? Okay, so all right, so we're going to start up the pump. That's the pump started, and we're going to start the grinding wheel. And I have it set now to do a plunge grind, so when I hit the cycle start button and put it into, I have to put it into auto, and the wheel moved in, our hand wheel will feed down at a coarse feed rate and then change over just before 0, right there, to a fine feed rate. That's all adjustable by the operator. And when it gets to 0, we start the spark out time, which I have in there is 10 seconds. And then it retracts and backs up. If we wanted to do a traverse grinding operation, I'd have to put this feed into the traverse mode and switch from here to here for traverse, start my table, and then the cycle start. So the wheel moves in again. Notice the work head comes on automatically. Your coolant would come on automatically. And if you notice here, at each reversal, we're going to feed. And that'll feed like that down until it comes to the fine feed setting, which you also set on this one of these dials on the back of this hand wheel to start your fine in feed before it gets down to 0. And then here you would have your amount of empty strokes or spark out. So we're not going to sit here all day and watch this feed. We're going to stop the video here, and then we're going to set the machine up for internal grinding when we come back.